Welcome to Geolingo.Breakpoint, the channel where we break down the collapse of Western sovereignty one episode at a time. If you're new here, subscribe, click like, and activate that notification bell. Because what we reveal here, no mainstream outlet will touch. What really happened with Microsoft, China, and the Pentagon? The story broke in July 2025. Microsoft had allowed engineers physically located in China to work on U.S. military systems. Systems hosted in cloud servers managed by Microsoft under contract with the Department of Defense. These engineers were not Americans. They were not security cleared, and they weren't on American soil. So how do they get access? Through a policy called digital escorting. It works like this. The Chinese engineer writes or suggests a code update for a sensitive system. A Microsoft employee in the US with Pentagon clearance reviews the code and manually inputs it. This was supposed to ensure security. But many of these American escorts were not technically trained. They were bureaucrats, middlemen, often incapable of detecting malicious code or even understanding what they were inserting. This practice went on from 2016 to 2025, almost a decade, under both Democrat and Republican administrations, under the oversight of the Pentagon, under contracts signed with Microsoft, and no one in authority has been held accountable. Would China ever allow the reverse? Absolutely not. The Chinese Communist Party would never allow foreign engineers, especially Americans, to insert or modify code in their Ministry of Defense. They would call it espionage. They would jail or execute the officials responsible. But the US not only allowed it, it normalized it, institutionalized it for nearly a decade. So why is the US so open to China when China is so close to the US? That is the heart of the crisis. China controls foreign media. It bans foreign tech firms. It restricts universities. It jails whistleblowers. It steals intellectual property. And yet, the West, especially the United States, keeps opening its doors, not just commercially, but militarily, technologically, culturally. It's a one-way flow of vulnerability. How did China rise so fast? Did it do it alone? Of course not. The rise of China is the result of Western enablement. Through WTO membership, through trade deals, through forced technology transfers, through IP theft, and through the complicity of multinational corporations. Western companies were required to partner with Chinese firms in order to operate inside China. The price of market access? Hand over the blueprints. Give up the algorithms. Sign the NDA, then get betrayed anyway. And there was never a price to pay. No meaningful sanctions. No trade retaliation. No expulsion from the WTO. China has hacked, copied, stolen, and manipulated its way into global dominance with Western permission. Why hasn't there been a reaction? Because the rot is internal. The real power structures in the West, its technocratic and financial elites, are not loyal to their nations. They are loyal to themselves. They saw China's rise as a business opportunity, not a threat. They outsourced the factories, offshored the code, and now they outsource national security itself. Bill Gates may no longer be on a Microsoft board, but the company he built continues to reflect his globalist legacy. Gates profited from pandemic vaccines tied to Chinese partners. He dominates the global health agenda through the World Health Organization. And now, indirectly or not, his company helped open a back door into the U.S. military system. This is not negligence. This is not incompetence. This is sabotage disguised as progress. So what is the larger strategy here? It's simple. Destabilize the West from within. Use its openness against itself. Exploit democratic tolerance. Weaponize human rights rhetoric to block any nationalist reaction. Label dissent as xenophobia. Use cultural guilt to erode civilizational confidence. And while the West debates pronouns and carbon emissions, China builds weapons, censors information, and spreads its influence globally, including within the United States. Let's not forget, Chinese police stations have operated on U.S. soil, allegedly to monitor Chinese nationals. The idea of U.S. police operating in Beijing is laughable. China would never allow it. But America allows it. Canada allows it. Europe allows it. Why? Because we no longer control our institutions. The elites do. And the elites no longer believe in national sovereignty. What's the ultimate goal? The destruction of Western resistance, the collapse of democratic self-determination, the erasure of independent nations in favor of a managed, centralized, post-national order. That's why Europe's industries are being dismantled under the guise of green policy. That's why borders are collapsing under coordinated mass migration. That's why cultural norms are inverted and ridiculed. It's all connected. It's all designed to weaken identity, economy, and unity. This is not incompetence. It's architecture. So what can we do? We must reject the illusion that this is all happening by accident. We must name the betrayal. We must expose the structures. We must reclaim control of our institutions, our data, our economies, and our militaries. No more digital escorts. No more blind outsourcing. No more trust in elites who serve anyone but us. This is not just a tech scandal. It's not just a Pentagon glitch. It's the front line of a global struggle between a world run by rootless elites and a world rooted in national sovereignty, cultural strength, and strategic clarity. If you found this episode enlightening, subscribe to Geolingo.breakpoint, hit the like button, and activate the bell. We're building a community of minds who don't accept the official story. Until next time, stay sharp, stay sovereign, and remember, no empire falls from without until it's already fallen from within.